Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello, my friends. How are you doing? This is quite the turbulent time, I reckon. There is, however, and this is kind of like a current energy check-in, I want to say, and I know there's so much to say. There's so much to say. It can be a very turbulent time, but it can also be a super aligned time, and I'm going to get more into this. This has to do with all the eclipses that are happening. The second one is going to happen soon, and then we have two more coming up. We also have a new moon in Aries that also has a partial solar eclipse that same day, I believe, which is the 29th of March, that is coming up. So the energies are so high up there, it's wild. In the other video I did about the split and shift that was happening, same topic is still very present. It's very much about which one are you tapping yourselves into, which timeline are you tapping yourselves into fear, confusion, separation, all of that stuff, or are you tapping yourself into creation, which is a massive topic at this time. What are you creating? From what place are you creating from? Who are you creating for? There's a massive thing. It steps away from giving into the old and giving that more energy and stepping into what you actually want. Because you can't create from the place of fear and of, oh, you know, we're all separate and stuff. No. Like, this is the energy of unity that is presenting itself to us, and also a great chance and opportunity to tap yourselves into those energies. For that, I highly recommend some sort of a morning ritual that's going to help you really, you know, accelerate and, you know, take off in that area. Also in the area of manifestation, because once you learn to control your own emotions and your own thought patterns, and indeed your mind and your heart and your gut, I want to say, are aligning, this is when it really takes off. I also want to touch base with the topic of divine feminine, divine masculine, internal alignment, and also when you're bringing all of your internal team together. There are such great possibilities and opportunities right now to do so. I also want to mention that those can come about through the topic of division, actually. When you're triggered by it, to work with it, to transmute those energies is really, really important. Make sure to ground yourself plenty, okay? Connect yourself with Mother Earth. This is really, really important at this time due to the influx of light and the influx of energies around you. They're literally giving me like, you know how little tornadoes are starting out and then it goes whoosh, whoosh. It really gains momentum. So really staying grounded is super important. This is definitely also a time to step into alignment and into our own power. So if you're encountering old patterns and the form of people, you know, the past coming back, but maybe the past doesn't come back in the same form of that same very person, but it may come back into your life in a different form and expression, but it's still asking you to work with it and to be like, where do you stand? Where do you make your mark? Where are your boundaries? How far have you come on your own personal hero's journey? And I specifically want to frame it that way. I usually don't necessarily say it that way, but it came through this morning in my own practices, and it was so wonderful to, you know, to give credit for that journey. So I highly recommend you give credit to your own journey and you have a closer look at how far you've come and how much you've accomplished. It is definitely stepping away from victimhood mentality entirely and stepping into self-empowerment. That means taking accountability where it's due, and what is not yours, to return that to sender. Okay, that's really important. But also to really shift into the space where you realize that you are a creator, you are a sovereign divine being, and as such, you are creating from your heart space. You're aligned within your soul, in your heart. You're connected conduit with the earth and with the heavens that are meeting in your heart space. So your higher self is sending you messages of where this needs to go for you, because it's really important, and that's another topic, to step into your authenticity as much as possible at this time and going forward, because this is what is needed. You come here with a very specific mission, with a very specific purpose. So step into that purpose more and more. Speak your truth from the heart more and more, and create from that space, from the space of alignment for the highest good of all. Those are all topics that are popping up currently. It's a lot, or it can be a lot, which is why I recommend grounding yourself and really have a practice. Tools for Trauma, by the way, offers 7 different routines that you can pick from that will catapult you back into alignment. Of course, you have to, do the practices. If you don't do the practices, it's like buying a new car and then never driving around in it. It doesn't make any sense. It's not just supposed to look pretty, it's supposed to be for you, even if nobody sees it, okay? This is really important. I'll link it down below because this is excellent. It's not just for people who suffer from trauma, but also for those of you who really want to be in alignment. It's really excellent because we all can benefit from a little bit more emotional literacy, from what are our needs, what are our feelings, and AKA then going into what are our needs and where are we going, that mindset and that warrior stance and that strength, to feel it. This is really important at this time. So link down below if you're interested. If you have any questions what the program is all about, or the workshop is all about, I have a little PDF that I can send you that is not yet uploaded on the webpage, but will be shortly, like this coming weekend, we'll upload it, okay? All right, I specifically feel called today to tap myself into inner child healing, because that came up very strongly within that whole space and within that whole topic. So I kind of want to look into that right now to give you some advice, okay, on what is happening, how you can best deal with it, but specifically inner child healing is really strong. So there, again, like I said, there can be patternings going on that hit really deeply, that hit the core wound within yourself, and to work with it, to transmute it, because you don't want to be taking that into the new times with you. You want to leave that behind, or no, I need to correct this. You want to transmute it and then take it with you, okay? That was that. No, don't leave your inner child behind, please, no. Back into the circle, okay? This is important. Now let's see. No, yes. Okay, cool. Working with the magical unicorn cards. It's interesting because those are the cards I personally worked with this morning. I actually got something that I wasn't the core with. And then I was like, I don't agree with that. And the funny thing is with Spirit's messages, sometimes we think we're at a different point, and then something comes up and you're just like, okay, I'm not seeing that one yet, but Spirit from the higher view, they always know better than we do. And so there's a lot, and this is another topic, faith and trust that is involved in letting go, working with it, but letting go, knowing when to surrender to something and knowing when to take action. This is a hand-in-hand type of a process, which is where the beautiful alignment between divine feminine, divine masculine plays into so strongly, because that's exactly that. When am I acting out of divine inspiration, and when am I trying to force? This is a huge topic here too. Let's see, what do we have? This one, yes. Wow. So it says very soon. What you are asking for will happen soon in a happy way. Now this is very interesting because it's like the rising, the sun comes up again after the darkness. This is how I very strongly feel about these times. Do not get caught up in all that, horrific, blah, 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 because, when you listen to that, of course, that's the road you're going to go down to. Manifestation powers are only going to be amping up from here. So you better be in alignment with your mind and your heart. Like that needs to be, and your gut, I want to say, because those are all your intelligence systems, okay? What else, please? These ones, yeah, that's what I thought. This one, yeah. It's hello and goodbye. You'll soon see that this change will make things better. So we have a very soon card, and the hello and goodbye, it's exactly that. It leads to massive, massive success here. And there's this dreamy castle in the background. So I'm very much drawn to, first of all, Atlantean energies here. But I was also, my immediate thought was, we're going to make it very pretty. We're going to make it very, very beautiful for the highest good of all. Structures can be playing a really important role here in terms of how we're aligned with things. How In earlier times, structures like edifices, like buildings, were built in a very pretty way to look at, because it does something to us. You know, we're spiritual beings. And so when you have a box house, that's not gonna do very much for you, you know? You need the beauty, like the maybe even resemblance to nature, that is really super important here. It's funny because I just had a conversation about this. Okay, cool. And then there's a lot of, you know, childlike elements, and this is where we're getting into the inner child healing, I believe, because each and every single one of us does have to take responsibility for our own mess, so it's not reciprocated and being brought out into the world as hurt yet again. Now, granted, we are all human beings, so that means that yes, we make mistakes, but own up to them and then work with it. And why is it here, you know? There's a big shift. More of those? No. Read any of those? No. That is on its way here, underway here, and I feel it's very close. The way that they kept bringing it to me was like this big wave that was coming. I feel that's approaching, but I feel there's another event before the big wave is coming, and I feel that event is very close. Very close. So fear not, my dears. Change is on the horizon. Quite drastic changes on the horizon here. That's going to stir up a whole lot, and you, my sweetheart, are just going to hold your station. You're going to stay aligned. You're going to use the tools that you know how to use to bring yourself back into alignment, and you're going to do your best to shine your light here. Okay? That's what's coming through here very strongly. I like this. I like this a lot. This is good stuff. Ooh, no way. Yeah, there's a lot of darkness. Fallen angel, a lot of shadow, but that is also really important that comes to the light. All shadows are coming to the light eventually. All truths must be revealed is what they're saying here. And this is a rather dark deck, one that I don't use very often, but occasionally when there's deep dark shadow, this is when this is coming in. So be aware that secrets will come to the light. This is so interesting because to me this is also tied into narcissistic and psychopathic tendencies that will be revealed. It will be very clear for us to look at. And this can be such a harsh, and I'm getting my heart, like almost like somebody punched me, like in my chest. It can be such a rude awakening for some, because it's like the awakening for the child to see their parents, that the parents aren't perfect. So it's like a dethroning of sorts. It's interesting because there was the political reading that kind of came in terms of world events with the US and UK over on Patreon if you're interested, and very much because it said the fallen king. And so the dethroning part is coming up here again. Very interesting. So an illusion is being made so you can see it. And this can also happen in a very individual level where the darkness no longer has a hold on certain elements within your own life or on a wider scale, okay? Because it is so obvious. It's like revealing, immediate reveal, when it may have taken years or decades before for you to realize a certain situation about a person or about, just a general situation or about the world at large. It now happens within days and hours. It is quick. Those are those energies. So let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at those. No, okay. All right. No, you're not getting away. Oh man, this one, yes. That was so interesting. It might behave very sneakily, but I could see them like, no, you come out here now. Like I'm looking at it, I see you. Person, success. Person with a U, which is really interesting. I need to read that card. It's got the 11, so some of you may be seeing very synchronistic numbers. That angel on here is also crying. You're not getting away with it. And I'm not meaning you who are watching here. The people who have done wrong, quote unquote, it will be revealed. It will come to the light, and very quickly at that, and the repercussions will follow. Ooh, there's no hiding. There's no getting away from it. there will be people, even if you're not the justice that is coming in for those people, or the karmic that will deliver justice, divine justice, I want to say, there will be others doing it for you, if that makes sense. So you may be the one that delivers justice for another. For example, if someone was in a relationship with a narcissist for a very long time, and I'm just giving a basic example, and somebody may come in, or you may come in for that person, and you immediately spot that that's a narcissist. And that person may have been in that situation for years, for decades, and may have recently come into the awareness, or maybe even not. And you're spotting it immediately, helping that person. Also helping the narcissist, by the way, because once the narcissistic supplies falls away entirely, this is when rock bottom would happen, and this is when finally they might see a glimpse of the light. First, massive darkness, but then a glimpse of the light. Okay, at least that's where I'm hopeful, what I'm hopeful about. Okay, that this is what's happening. Okay. Or vice versa, you might be the person and then all of a sudden someone else comes in that sees exactly what's going on. Versus before, the family system may have not spotted any of this, and this is a very tricky situation to be in. But now the tides have changed. Wow. Okay. Okay, I actually have to pause this real quick. All right, so it took me a little bit to find it, which is interesting within itself. It says person or person, and the element is air, the planet is the sun. The message is, after a well-earned victory, beware of claiming more credit than you deserve. So this is also a warning in terms of humility, I want to say. Person's totem beast is the kingly lion, signifying triumphant success and mastery of your profession. This is also what these cards are telling me here. You know, coming full circle, successful completion of the hero's journey here, which is wonderful to hear. And I know that takes a lot. Trumpets always announce his arrival, and he is sometimes also seen leading the fanfare with his own horn. Person is a great revealer of secrets, exactly, including the hidden treasures of the earth, but more importantly, the mysteries of life. He can read the past, present, and future, and encourages allies to your cause. With his support, success is assured. So I take this as a how do you say? Confirmation. That word was really slipping my mind. Confirmation for what was already said in terms of allies. Remember to stay humble and don't be like, oh, I told you so type of a situation. Be careful with that, because that leads down another path. We would like to stay aligned over here. Okay, that's really important. So think of it, because in terms of manifesting powers, they're amped up. Be mindful of your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions. It really matters at this time. And going forward, I want to say. All right, what about the inner child that we were inquiring about? I'm getting your inner child might be fearful of what is happening, but check yourself here. Because you're the adult, okay? You're no longer the child. So have a conversation with your inner child. If you don't know how to do that, you can reach out to me, for example. I work with that. I work with the internal family system, where we actually get in touch with many beautiful things, amongst others, your inner child. So you can book a private healing reading or a higher guidance coaching calls where we'll work directly with it. To help you get in touch there. If you know how to do this yourself, fabulous, then get in touch with your inner child, start that dialogue. Sometimes you have to find him or her first, and then start it and locate where that is in your body, or where that is, which realm they're in, and sometimes where in the past can they be located, and offer them an out and offer them conversation. Okay, so take them with you is the message here. Because you're the adult, you can deal with it. The inner child might not. So don't let the inner child run the show in terms of fears and whatnot, anxieties that may be coming up, or maybe that are already there, but take that child along, okay? This is really important work. Okay. Angels of Atlantis is who we're bringing in here. Who the cards we're bringing in here. Oh, wait a minute. Wow, okay. Angels of Atlantis is who we're bringing in here. Well then, might as well join, please. If you're of unconditional love and light, the highest Christ light and highest divine consciousness. Some of you are suffering from physical symptoms. Call in the angels to help you with those physical symptoms, okay? Because they can help. Like, make use of your guidance system. Make use of your guides in general. Massive increase in blue light. Some of you will discover that you actually have a blue light being that has been with you as a guide for a very long time. And you may even hear a name of that very guide, or that may have recently happened, or you will come into that awareness for some of you. This one, yes. Hanael, hope. There's such great hope here. And it's interesting because this looks like an eclipse energy here. Wow, and it almost looks like Mars. Wait, what happened? There's another one, this one, no. Because you have Hanael, we have the dove here, and we have hope, and then this almost looks like Mars. I know that's not the case, but that's Aries energy, god of war. And we have, the eclipse right here. So this is very interesting, where the eclipse says there's a lot of magical energies that are floating about and around. I'm also been given, much like with the person card over there, the information is being revealed. That also means of ancient mysteries, and I'm very much drawn to ancient Egypt, and I think I'm going to do a reading on this, what's actually underneath the pyramids in Egypt, because this is coming up. There's a lot more to it than we think currently, and be mindful who you're listening to in terms of the information that is coming through and who is trying to be deceptive when it comes to that information, okay? So be really, really mindful. And even if the information is not meant to be deceptive, it can be deceptive regardless. Like the way it came through earlier already in those readings here on this channel was that pyramids are healing temples. So I'm very curious, and I'm definitely going to pull a reading on it. I just don't know if I'm going to make it public or if I just do it out of my own curiosity. Let me know if that's something that interests you in the comments if you're still with me. I realize we're really far in. Yeah, read this now. So there's a lot of hope. Cultivate your hope. Cultivate your faith. Cultivate your trust in divine. Do not get pulled in with all the drama and whatever else is going on. That's my recommendation, truly here. You want to go with those energies is what I'm getting. Not against them, or not be sucked in, because it's like almost it's going down the drain over there, and you need to stay, you need to hold your station over here. Really important, really, really important. Okay. Work your light. Oracle is coming in here. It's interesting because the cards almost don't go together. It's very interesting in terms of the colors. Usually we would have like a nice story here laid out, but they all are very edgy, or they're striking me as super edgy at this time and not really going together. So prepare for that ride, I want to say, without causing any fear or whatnot. That's not what this is, okay? That's not what this is. Stay out of the way. This is a bumpy ride. Align yourself. You will always have that peace. You always have that alignment if you choose to tap yourself in. Again, if you don't know how to do it, I'll be happy to teach you. Reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. This one, no. This one, yes. Yes, just say yes at what it says. And this is exactly the alignment this is talking about. Wow, there's so many different things happening at the same time. Like really, I have a feeling here, and I'm going to be, how am I going to phrase that? Yeah, that this is going to be a little bit of a bumpy road here and a bumpy ride for that reason. But you can always come back to that alignment. That's a massive yes here. Like find that alignment. We also find it interesting that we have the pyramid here in terms of a healing temple. You can always draw an energetic pyramid around you as well, my dear friends, to protect yourself and to keep yourself in alignment. I'm very much getting the connection to Orion and specifically Sirius here. and how important sacred geometry and sacred symbolism, sigils, are in helping you align, in helping you heal in the way that you need to heal. Okay, say yes to it. Just say yes. Mountains can be really important for some of you. I'm immediately getting the coming together of Atlantis and Lemuria, because Lemuria, from my understanding, is more mountainy, earthy, and Atlantis is more of the ocean. So there's something between the land and the waters, like how this is coming together. And in terms of elements, they're all important. The air, the fire, the earth, and the water, like all of those are really super important. And to bring those into alignment, I want to mention the Essenes here and the book of the Essenes, the Gospel of Peace. It has this lovely tree of life in there with angels for every day of the week, and they're linked to the elements. You can find this at www.essenes.com. Yeah, so that's how you would find it. It's free. It's a free resource. No. All right, what else? Align yourself is what they're saying. Choose to align yourself, and this is a choice. Do not fall into victimhood or into the thinking pattern of how this is also horrible. That's not the way. The way is, and I'm very cautious usually when I say these things, because I realize that we all have different paths and we're all on very different journeys sometimes. However, how this is coming through right now is very distinctive. It's like, choose to align yourself, please, because this matters, okay? This matters for you and for everybody. Woo! Important energies. Yeah, I think that'll be the last card. Loving words from Jesus. And I mean the energy of Jesus, of Jeshua, is coming through here. Beautiful. I love working with Jeshua. These energies of unconditional love. It's so interesting too that I'm thinking about it now, because obviously I'm a human being, but I've been thinking about it a lot in terms of unconditional love. Where am I not loving unconditionally? And there are plenty of spaces where that's not the case. I'm specifically thinking narcissists. I'm just like, nope, I'm going to go the other way. But I'm sure Jesus would not have, Jeshua would not have. He probably, just by his mere presence, would have sparked something even in those severe cases, which is so beautiful. And I keep thinking about that. How is that possible? How can I bring myself more into alignment that that is actually possible? That, you know, that just by mere presence, good can come about, because narcissists suffer too. They suffer deeply. It's like a horrific situation, but they express it in an equally horrific way, which I do not stand for at all. Like the flip side of that coin would be the codependent, which is also really not good. There's a lot of healing that is happening on this. It's so funny that that keeps coming up, that topic. I think I'm also going to make a video on that, because I had a couple of insights on that recently. This one, yes. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give on to you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give on to you. And it's John 14:27. Very interesting. Yeah, I feel like this is where it's going, or the potential where this can go, when you align yourself, if you align yourself here. That hope for humanity is quite big, and there are beings that are very aligned with that very vibration here, with the unconditional love, Christ consciousness. And they have set great hopes into humanity. This is why so many light workers are currently here on this planet. Hold your station, hold your vibration. No matter what happens, come back into alignment, okay? Peace I leave with you, my peace I give on to you. Call upon your resources, I want to say. Call upon your guides, call upon Jeshua, Mother Mary, whoever you're working with, Isis. Call upon them. Like, make use of their beautiful energies to calm you, to help you be in alignment. Anything else? No, that's it. All right. I realized that this was more of a serious matter, this reading, and it wasn't all, you know, fluffy, but it's still very much serving a purpose. If you need help navigating those energies, please reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. Sessions are amazing. They're really shifting energies. It's incredible, like the power that they can hold. So they're not necessarily for people who don't want to do the work. Let me say that. But if you do want to do the work, expect quick shifts to happen, especially at this time. There's still a discount going on, the 10% discount until the end of March, if you want to take advantage of it now. All right, I'll link it down below. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, my dear friends. I really hope this was helpful and or insightful for you. Be super well, be super aligned. I love you. Bye.